Hello, this is Case Casual here, and so I found a website called Mana Crystals. I actually found it like yesterday, but the cool thing about it is that it has a pretty cool guide for the Mean Streets of Gadgetzan card release. So it's the third video for the Mean Streets of Gadgetzan card release, and it shows the dates that they're released. So it shows each card that's released. Kind of some cool information too. You can actually go through here if you want. So yeah, manacrystals.com. That's the exact website. But anyways, the main part that I liked was this. So, ooh, wait, that looks new. Give a minion. No, that's not new. They just updated. No, yeah. It's new, but not that new. But anyways, so there's a few cards that I wanted to talk about. I kind of went through a few, but the one thing they've been talking about recently are the give a random minion in your hand, that type of card. So this one is a 3-mana 2/4 specific to the Grimy Goons, which is a 3, a tri card as it says right there, only for 3 classes. And so it's an okay card. It's a 2/4, basically a 3/5 if you can possibly get that +1/+1 for extra value later. It's a neutral card, so I can see it being a little worse. What do you think is better, a 3/3 or a 2/4? Because I think there's a 3/3 that does +1/+1. But yeah, seems okay. I think it's actually +2/+2, but I'm not sure. Let me go look at that. But I think it's okay. I think this new archetype where you give things in your hand +1 or +2/+2, you give random things in your hand, I think it's pretty good. And it reminds me of Emperor Thaurissan. It also reminds me of Mistcaller for Shaman. Mostly legendaries. What else does it remind me of? Not much else, really. Those are the ones I really think of. I saw, and a few of them I've already reviewed, but I just wanted to go through them, and if I didn't really talk about them, I might actually talk about them again. Let's see. Cobalt Carrier, I think I already talked about that one. Gadgetzan, I think I might have talked about that, I'm not sure. Create a custom spell. I don't think I did talk about that one, actually. Not sure. But anyways, Battlecry, if your deck contains no duplicates, create a custom spell. So I looked at the custom spells, and there are quite a few. What you're doing is you're picking a cost of a spell, and then you're picking different effects. Or at least, yeah. You're picking different effects. So there was like there was a polymorph effect, a damage effect, and draw effect. So I think there was, if you picked like I think the cheapest was 2 mana or maybe 1 mana. I think it was 1 mana. So you can get a spell that does like 3 damage for 1 mana and draws a card, or 2 cards maybe. It could be like draw 2 cards, deal 3 damage, or something like that. Which is pretty good. I mean, it's a 4 mana 3/3 that gives you that. It's not bad. But there are some even better ones. Like there's board clears plus draw, which is similar to Doom, like if you pick the 10 mana one. But then I think it has a third effect, which may be summoned, I think after it does those two effects, like say polymorph everything and then destroy everything, something like that. I think that was part of it, like polymorph everything, destroy everything, and then like draw cards, or you can make it like summon things that died. But the problem with that would be like polymorphed. But you could do it if you don't polymorph, because that's the card you pick. It's a fun card. Alright, so Druid, I went over that one, and I basically went over all these. Still, Con the Forgotten King's really cool looking. Okay, so here's I think all of these are something I haven't really touched on. This one I did. I looked at the Piranha Launcher, but that was basically it. Let's look at a few of these. So, the 3 mana 3/3 Death Rattle, give a random minion in your hand +2/+2. So there's a chance that it doesn't hit something because it's a Death Rattle, but for the most part, by turn 3 when you play this, or coining it out on turn 2, you're going to have a minion in your hand. So it's pretty good. I kind of like this one a lot. How good is it? I really don't know. To be honest, I'm pretty sure that Priest is still going to be pretty good. So, and that's actually the class I really want to try, Priest. So, if Priest is very good, then aggro or this slow type might not work. Not sure though, because they really don't have much of an efficient silence. If they get a pretty good silence, something that can actually knock out something that I would put in my Dragon Priest deck, then this archetype is like almost done for. But with no silence, I think the archetype has a chance. Not saying it's going to be tier 1, but maybe tier 2. Trog Beast Rager. Give a random beast in your hand +1/+1. Wait, is that beast? Oh. It's very specific to beast, but I guess you could run a beast deck and then really, I think actually that could work still. It does suck that Trog Beast Rager is in itself not a beast, because that would be very good. The reason I even play some things like King Elec and stuff like that, and not just a regular 3/2 or something else. Well, let's see, what was it? Poison Toad or something like that? Or for the most part, I played those because they're beast. Not mainly, but it's a big part of it. Dispatch Kodo. Battlecry deal damage equal to this minion's attack. So this is one of the few that I actually didn't even see until, I don't know, like an hour ago. This is one of the very new ones. So they made some new ones, but this is one of the really new ones. So say you +1 this at least, because you're gonna say you would probably play this in a deck with this. So it'd be like a 4 mana, 3/5, deal 3 damage. It's not bad. No, it's not bad. I don't know. What would be better? 4. Well, no, a 3/5 or a 5/4. Probably 5/4, but that's 5 mana. I was thinking, and you have to have a dragon. I was thinking of the dragon. Okay, so yeah, I like the card. It's yet to be seen. It's similar to the Druid's card. The card that used to be good, and the Druid class that used to have good cards was basically my favorite class, and still is. But if I was to go with the class that's the most powerful or will be the most powerful, then I would probably just go Priest is my new favorite class. But I'm going to stick with the Druid as my favorite class, even though this is basically the Druid card, but with a benefit. Like, deal 2 damage. Okay, it doesn't have silence. The 2/4 had silence, and that's probably why they nerfed him. Like, no one's going to play a 2/2 that silences. Yeah, so I already looked at these. I looked at that one. Shuffle a minion to your deck. I looked at that. Oh, here's a new one. Grime Street Outfitter. I saw this, but I didn't really look at it. So, give all minions in your hand +1/+1, and the Smuggler's Run right next to it is exactly the same thing. Give all minions in your hand +1/+1. Is it worth one? Is it worth a 1/1? Because wouldn't you just play Smuggler's Run and not even care about Grim Street Outfitter? Well, I think that's the case, but then I look at Grime Street Outfitter, and then if you run 2 Grime Street Outfitters, you're gonna have a chance of hitting one of the Grime Street Outfitters. If you're running the Smuggler's Run, then you're gonna be hitting Smuggler's Run instead of a Grime Street Outfitter. So the chance to get a 2/2 is dependent if that's actually great. Oh wow, look, I didn't see that before. Grime Street Protector. It's new. Taunt, Battlecry, give adjacent minions Divine Shield. What the? That's cool. I'm not sure how great that is, but that's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't see that before. But as far as this thing goes, I don't know if these would be that powerful. I do think that the ones that give like +2/+2 or +3/+3, stuff like that to your entire hand would be pretty good. There's Getaway Kodo. I've seen that. But Alright, so Grime Street Enforcer. At the end of your turn, give all minions in your hand +1/+1. So it's okay. I looked at this I think a little bit earlier, and I couldn't find too much that was great about it. I mean, if you're probably going to be running 2 of those, and so I guess if you hit the other one, it's a 5/5 that also does the same thing. But to me, it just seems like it needs to be +2/+2. And then would it be overpowered? I'm not sure about that. I think if you were to play a deck that revolves around giving your hand like plus something, then you'd want to run something else. See, the problem I see with this one is if you're playing that type of deck, it's going to have a lot of small minions. You know, like that type of deck would want to run the Mean Street Marshal. But Mean Street Marshal is a 1 mana card. Even this is 3 mana. This is 5 mana. By the time you get to the 5 mana, you're either losing so badly that it's like, how are you supposed to come back? You play all those minions, and even if they're buffed somehow, you're probably still going to get board wiped, and they're just going to keep hitting you in the face with minions. So it just doesn't seem like that would be that great. But I do like Small Time Recruits. I looked at it earlier. I've already reviewed that one. I didn't really think it was that great. All right, it can be good. Like I said, I don't remember if I said this, but it can be good if a Paladin Zoo type meta is actually, well, not meta, but Zoo type deck is possible. And with this mean Street Marshal, it maybe is. Priest again, I love this. I already made a deck with it. I wasn't able to put that in the deck, but I love this. I don't remember talking about Shaku the Collector. I did talk about the counterfeit coin, I think, but which is amazing. You can use that with Gadget. Was it Auctioneer? Yeah, you can use that with Auctioneer. Very good. Yeah, I love the counterfeit coin. Half Innervate, if you'd like to think of it like that. Shaku the Collector. Stealth, whenever this attacks, add a random card to your hand. So if you have like the perfect hand and you're able to like clear their minions like every time and you have poison and whatever else, then maybe Shaku gives you a second card. But just the fear of you getting a second card would make your opponent want to use their removal in this. You know, they might use a 4 damage card on that 3 health minion. They might even fireball it. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but it's a possibility. And because of that, it's basically, I can't remember the card, but it's like a 2/2 Death Rattle that gives you a random card. It's basically that, without being able to be summoned back by N'Zoth. So it's not it doesn't really have too much synergy. It's just, to me, not that great of a card. But in a steel type deck, like stealing, I think it could be something to play instead of, like, say you were like putting in one Burgle. Like I think like Burgle was played in that deck, the stealing deck. If you're only playing one Burgle, you might actually be able to take out Burgle and play that guy instead, just because it's a minion, and who knows, maybe having a minion is a little better. I don't know. If you're playing against something like Freeze Mage, maybe they won't want to waste damage, or they don't have damage. So, too specific. They have no Shaman cards at the moment. Oh, they have a Shaman Legendary coming out. That's kind of cool how they show that. Oh no, they're just kind of guessing, because look, they do that for this too. Warlock. Can't wait for Warlock's cards to come out. Oh, what is that? I didn't see that, I don't think. Grimy Gadgetzan. I didn't see that. Yeah, it's a new one. Every time I come back to this website, there's new cards. Well, it seems. Just refresh it. Everything's here. Grimy Gadgetzan, yeah. At the start of your turn, give a random minion in your hand +2/+2. Oh, I didn't even see that. It's a 4/3. I thought it was a 4/4. Well, it's worse than I thought now. At the end of your turn, give a random minion. If this was a 3-mana card, I'd see it being okay. Even 3 mana is just okay. At the end of your turn, oh, no. See, it always gives the +2/+2 because at the end of your turn. So it's in theory, if it hits something that's, not going to just die if you throw it out there, because it's, the stats are still not that great. So in theory, it could be 6/5 worth of stats. You could look at it that way, which is okay. But in terms of power level for these types of decks, for it to compete with Priest at least, this have to be like a 3-mana card, and quite a few others have to be different. But it's playable. I will say that. In those decks, specific to those decks. But here we go. There's 3 of these cards are actually new. So Stolen Goods first. Give a random taunt minion in your hand +3/+3. One of the few cards I think that actually could work, even though it kind of looks like it wouldn't, because it's a random taunt minion. And there's just so many taunt minions you'd have to play for this to hit quite a few times. Like, this would be a pretty good card. I mean, it might be overpowered. Most likely it would. But if it said, give a random minion in your hand taunt and +3/+3, yeah, it seems broken, but it would be better than that, I think. Yeah, it would be better than that. But I think what kind of goes with this is Alley Armorsmith. It's a 5-mana 2/7, but it can give you armor. So, possible, yeah. You might just play the Armor Portal instead, but the Armor Portal probably does about the same thing, so you could probably play either one, but I'm not sure on that. Grimstreet Pawnbroker. Battlecry, give a random weapon in your hand +1/+1. When I saw this card, I first thought of Gorehowl. Gorehal's was a 7-mana 7/1. Well, you could potentially deal 14 damage to face, or because I was thinking like, what would you do with like a 0 charge? Like, imagine if you kept hitting minions and you never hit face, then you'd have a 0 charge with two. No, you'd have two charges in the weapon. That was the 0-2 weapon, and you couldn't do anything with it. So I was thinking, like, how could you use it? So yeah, attack face, 7 damage. You have another 7. Not that great. What's great with it is, I think, is Arcanite Reaper, because then it goes from a 5-2 to a 6-3, and that's pretty good, because I think it's 6, 12, 18 damage. Yep, 18 damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. If you can get all 3 to face. So, an okay card. I'll say that. Auctioneer Beardo. I've seen that guy as well. After you cast a spell, refresh your hero power. So, I don't know, you coin out something, or you sap something, or something like that. Most of the time, it's probably Rogue that's going to be able to do that. Rogue's not specifically going to be, using the hero power a lot. Mage is the only one I can think of that might be able to really use that much. And to be honest, it's not even that great. It's a 3/4, sure, but come on. You serious? That effect is like nothing. It's basically like potential. If you cast a spell, refresh your hero power. That's like Grand Tournament style card. It's not that great. Really, they should have added to that. Like, it's just a 3/4, but it's a legendary. Like, why would anybody want to craft that? To me, if you gave it 1 more health, people would play it. Now, they might play it, for the stats, but 1 more health, that's pretty good, I think, 3 mana, 3/5, then it stays on the board. That's the problem I see with it. It stays on the board. But because there's a new priest card that, affects the 2 attack guys, or less, then you might as well give it 3, but it just needs more health. Because you're not going to be able to really use that effect. So I looked at both of the first 2, Fell Orc and Wind Up. Whenever this attacks a minion, Wind Up is basically never going to give you a card. Whenever this attacks a minion and survives, so it's a 6 mana 5/5. That's basically that. No. Dirty Rat, though, I kind of like the card because it's kind of cool in a way. I was thinking about it earlier, like what is Dirty Rat's purpose? And I wasn't sure, but the only thing I can really see is that they don't really have this anymore, but I was thinking at first, and until I forgot they nerfed it. Charge, it was like charge plus Worgen, so you could summon their Worgen and then kill the Worgen. That was what I was thinking. But they have a second Worgen. But then I was thinking, okay, maybe you can get rid of their Thaurissan, but I couldn't really think of a really good counter to that. Like, what minion would be pretty good to drop and then just kill? Later in the game, I could see having like some kind of mass removal and then like removing some of their minions, maybe. But it just seems that would be like a combo to remove cards. Which, why not make a combo to attack your opponent? I don't know. This seems very difficult to do. I think this would be a lot better if it was like a 4/6. I think it might actually be something you might try to play if it was a 4/6, but I'm not sure on that. A 4/6 taunt actually is pretty good. It's a 5 mana minion, but because there's a chance of getting Boulder Fist Ogre, you might as well, right? I mean, if you drop a massive minion, it's not that great. I'm just trying to figure out a way for it to be good, and it's just hard. I looked at this one, and it's this, whenever a friendly minion dies, gain +1. So this Backroom Bouncer, that's one of the ones I didn't actually look at. Not that good. I think of Cult Master with this. Like, whenever a friendly minion dies, I think of Cult Master, and Cult Master is way better. For like two more health, you get a way better. 2 less health, you get a way better effect. Like, what? Battlecry summon 2 copies of this minion. Oh yeah, that's really cool. With this minion, Doppelgangster. With this one, this is like one of the main minions. They need more minions like this. Like, maybe they need a 3 mana one that summons 1/1s. Like, it's a 1/1 for a 3 mana one. The cool thing about this one is it actually works with all those cards they've been kind of promoting. So those cards giving your hand +1/+1, those cards giving a random target possibly hitting this +1/+1, or +2/+2, and, you know, all the others. There's so many of them. With all those in play, just getting +1/+1 on this from, say, Paladin. Say earlier in the game you did it and you had this in hand, something like that. At the very least, you can kind of expect at least +1/+1, right? So 5 mana, 9/9 worth of stats, you know, because each one becomes a 3/3. That's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, Priest has a way of dealing with it with, you know, mass dispel, but that's not even that great, because there's already a druid card that's not horrible. It's like Force of Nature. They nerfed it, but it's not horrible because it's a 5 mana card. It summons 3 2/2s. And, well, this is even better than that, because you can actually affect it and make those 2/2s even better. But I guess in a deck that's not that, then it's the same thing. But still, not bad. That's like one of the best cards in that deck. That would be like that's probably the card to get. You'd probably like mulligan to get that card. Okay, so let's see what else we have. I've already seen a few of these. Cookie Chemist, Mistress. I already looked at a few of those. Oh, that's one of the new ones, and these are new as well. Okay, Hired Gun, Worgen, Greaser. So let's start with Worgen, Greaser. 6/3 is not that great, really. They could have made this a 6/4, and it wouldn't have been that great. I think there's a 4 mana 7. There's a 4 mana 7/4. Yeah, it's Ancient Shade. It puts a 7 damage card in your deck. I tried it. It wasn't that great. You know, I tried it. I couldn't work. It couldn't work. It just wouldn't work. But the 3 health on these, you know, both Hired Gun and Worgen Greaser are that's bad, really bad. For Worgen Greaser to be good, it'd have to be super aggressive. Like, even a 20 health, a 20 attack and only like 3 health Worgen Greaser would just, you know, die in most cases. I mean, they could easily have just a 2-drop. Even some 1-drops combined will just take this out. 2 1-drops will take this out. Or just 1 2-drop. So, the 3 health is just not good. I don't think I even talked about this one. Yeah, I didn't talk about Grook Fu Master, but Grook Fu Master is just bad. Even as a 4 mana card, it's not even. I don't think it's good as Yeti as a 4 mana card. You can make a debate, but it's like not even playable at 5 mana. Like, what were they thinking on that one? That's my thoughts on Grook Fu Master. What were they thinking? But with Worgen Greaser, Hired Gun, basically, it's just 3 health. That's just not good enough. The only way that's good enough is if it has another effect. If each of these said draw a card, it's just, now it's good enough. But, you know, oh, wait. Did I say each of these? No, Hired Gun has Taunt, and it's a 3 mana card. No, this one actually is playable, and it's okay in Arena, you know, a few other things. But, I didn't even talk about anything about Arena with these, but for the most part, that's what I think of. Because I think of Spider Tank, and, well, actually, no, I think of Pompous Thespian. But anyways, bad card, okay card. That's pretty much how I'd go it. This is probably a bad card as well. Blowgill Sniper. I mean, even in Murloc decks, I don't see that being that great. No. Blowgill Sniper, no. Alright, let's keep going, and I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, this website is pretty cool. I urge anybody that wants to actually look at it. It's kind of cool. You can check it out and, you know, find if any cards are being released. And I sure like it. I just kind of go to it every once in a while now, but I just found it like very recently. Like that. That's a card I like. See, it's like if that was a 4 mana card, it was a 4 mana 6/3 like the other one, that would be amazing. But I don't know, it's probably just too good. Yeah, that's all of them. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I will see you people. I've been saying guys a lot. It's sometimes how I talk, but I will see you I was about to say creatures. Does that sound negative? Anyways, yeah. Thanks for watching.